Hello and welcome. I'm Rossi Sanchez, and this is the newly renamed Mindful Evenings. Mindful Evenings is, in the words of one of my followers, not just another meditation thing. It's a bit of science, emotional intelligence, and a bit of story peppered with my unique sense of humor. Every week, we take a 30-minute light but deep dive into common behaviors and relationship issues and use the power of focus to tap into who we truly are so we can start understanding, appreciating, and loving ourselves and those around us more and creating the life we came here to live. Thank you for being here tonight to uncover Lighten Up, the secret to weight loss, part of the first of this year's series, Intentions 2021. The sequence is as follows. I'll tell you a story, then we'll journal, do a mindfulness meditation practice, and finally, there'll be some open sharing if desired. But to start, I want to invite you to get comfortable and relax. We're going to breathe. So if you're seated, place your feet on the floor, roll your shoulders back, let out your belly, place your hands on your lap, open to the sky, and close your eyes. Let's take 3 deep and satisfying breaths. Breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 8. One more time. And again. Excellent. If you could all mute yourselves, please. I was jogging on one of the Irvine trails with my last ex-husband when a group of boys walked by and looked at me. As they passed us, I heard them say, "She's beefed." I had no idea what that meant at the time. I thought it meant I was cut. After all, I had been eating healthy and going to the gym regularly. However, when my ex explained the meaning of beefed, I felt like a winning coach at the Super Bowl when the Gatorade bucket is thrown over him. And not because I felt like a winner, but because I was all cold inside. I went home and looked at my arms, and I could see how they were indeed beefed, like muscle on fat. I was crushed. All my life I'd been fat, and that's what I always called myself, and was very self-conscious. I hated those kids, but it was really my arms, my body I disliked and longed to change. And I tried to do that for so long. And then one morning after that incident, I looked straight at myself in the mirror and said, "You know what, girl? You're going to the gym 6 days a week. You're putting in the work. If this is it, so be it." And I meant it. I truly meant it. I'd given up. I winked at the mirror and threw myself a kiss. That was the moment everything started to change. Because even though I still didn't like my body the way it was, I had accepted it just the way it was. And that's my secret number 1. Accept your body as it is. Carl Jung tells us that we cannot change anything unless we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. I soon lost the 30 extra pounds that I've been carrying around, which were making me beefy. Fast forward about 5 years, I had just gotten divorced and practically moved the whole house by myself and was feeling very strong and powerful, like a tiny version of Shrek. The move had been a great self-esteem booster. I felt there was nothing I couldn't carry, nothing I couldn't do. I actually started to define myself by this newfound strength. That winter, though, I lost motivation and was feeling sickly and with low energy. So when spring came around, I gave myself a fitness challenge to be in great shape by my birthday, which is in May. I worked out religiously, ate very well, and after 2.5 months, drum roll, I had lost 4% body fat and looked pretty awesome. So, with that added boost, I felt better than ever and thought, hey, I'll start dating. But I soon realized that my good feeling revolved around my new body. Now, I've always been introspective and know what else I bring to the game, but my self-worth was not tied to how smart or creative or funny I believed myself to be. It had always been tied to how fat I felt. And so once the fat was gone, my self-worth increased. But one of the effects of losing fat quickly is lose skin. You couldn't really see mine because I was pretty muscular unless I bent over and slouched. And I bent over and slouched often so I could see it, focus on it, and beat myself up for it. Suddenly, I was admiring the nice plump skin on chubby women. How ironic is that? So I did the only logical thing to do. No, I didn't gain weight. I worked out harder and harder than ever until one day my body snapped. Since I wasn't giving it the rest it needed, it decided to go on a very long vacation. Translation, I developed nerve injuries that were not only gut-wrenchingly painful and debilitating, but also take a very long time to heal, if ever. I went from being a Zumba instructor with several classes a week, plus a daily workout routine, to being practically immobile. Walking was painful. Sitting was painful. Lying down was painful. I couldn't even carry my purse on my shoulder. I had lost control of my body and was starting to lose control of my mind. This was January 2017. And while my mind decided to come home permanently a while back, I think, my body still needs to take breaks every now and then. Before COVID, I had already put on a few dating or IPA pounds, as I call them. I no longer fit into my favorite jeans. And while I'm not ready to put them up for sale on Instagram just yet, I'm okay with wearing a larger size or two. You see, during most of my life, my self-worth has been artificial. It has depended on what I look like. If I thinned down or toned up, I was all over myself. If I gained a few extra pounds, I rejected myself. That's one dysfunctional relationship, wouldn't you agree? The problem lies when we detach from our body and treat it as a separate entity. Instead of focusing on what it does for us, the energy it provides and what it allows us to do, we focus only on what it looks like on the outside. The truth is, in most cases, if left to its own devices, the body is a perfectly tuned high-performance machine. It's our BMW, beautifully manufactured wonder, with about 50 trillion happy cells going on about their business day in and day out, as long as they're not interfered with. Think about it. Our bodies work around the clock to keep us alive and kicking. Most of us never have to tell our hearts to beat or micromanage our lungs to keep pumping. We don't even have to tell our feet how to walk. Everything works perfectly when we don't get in the way. And how we get in the way is by feeding ourselves with stress, negativity, and processed foods, and disregarding the body's need to move, to rest, and to relax. And while our brain is theoretically the operating system for our body, the brain doesn't make the choices of what to eat, how much to move, how much to rest, and what thoughts to focus on. We do that. Our minds do that. In my case, I was stressing out my body with exercise, which is a great stressor, but I ignored it when he gave me signs of fatigue. I just kept going. That's secret number 2. Listen to your body. It's giving you signals. Don't ignore them. By becoming aware of our bodies, we notice the feedback loops that we're creating. It's sort of an in and out process. What we give it, it'll give back to us. And I'm not just referring to good food, clean air, or exercise and rest. I'm also referring to how we talk to our bodies. If we talk smack to our bodies, it'll give it right back to us. And that is secret number 3. Talk nice to your body. The reason I was working out so hard was a negative one. I was telling my body I hated my loose skin. I was talking smack to it, so it smacked me back. What your body wants to hear is laughter. It wants joy. It wants to know that you feel great and that you're happy because it is perfectly happy doing its thing 24/7. That leads me to secret number 4. Have fun with your body. Take it outside to play. Do activities that fill your soul. Be kind to it. Give it lots of hugs, winks, and throw it kisses. And finally, what your body longs for more than anything else is silence, inner peace, and calm. And that's my secret number 5. Spend time going inside. Journal, meditate, quiet your mind. Your quiet mind holds the solutions to any and all problems you may ever encounter. When you hang out in the silence, you not only become much more peaceful, but everything in your life becomes infinitely easier, including losing weight. You just need to make a habit of it. So now that the secrets are out of the bag, I'd like us to use the next few minutes to start applying them. So let's pull out your pen and paper. And you're going to make 3 columns. In the first column, you're going to write down what you tell yourself. Like all the negative things that you tell yourself. Don't hold back. Just write it all down. In the second column, you're going to write these same statements, but as if you were saying them to your best friend, someone you adore. Observe how you may have to rephrase your comments. In the third column, write down the parts of your body you love. Again, as if you were talking to your best friend. This could be your right toe, your left earlobe. Really scan your body for that wonderful beautiful goodness. And now that you're all loving on your liver and your spleen, let's take that positive mindset and cement it a little bit more with a mindfulness meditation practice. So get comfortable. And if you're seated, place your feet on the floor and let your belly come out to play. And you're going to place your hands on your belly and close your eyes. This time, you're going to inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 8. Fill up your belly, hold it for a count of 4. Then exhale slowly and softly through your mouth for a count of 8. So let's do that for 1 minute. Now focus on any sensations arising in your body. Just notice them. And focus on your breath as it goes in and out. Now, breathing normally, you want to move your attention to the center of your chest and become aware of your heartbeat. Take one deep breath again and sense how your heartbeat slows down. Can you feel your pulse anywhere? On your chest, your fingertips, the inside of your ears? Just pay attention to that. Take another deep breath. And feel for the heartbeat. Now you're going to focus your attention on the inside of your body, as if it were empty space, an empty building, brand new, state of the art, with only your internal organs, your internal machinery at work. Starting with your head, you're going to travel down your body, pausing at each place to experience your internal organs at work. Again, as empty space. Let's begin with the head. and experience the hollowness of that empty space in your head. Now travel down to your chest, your stomach, your abdomen, your legs, your feet. For the next minute, focus on how your breath expands and contracts the empty space, as if every time you breathe, the building walls expand and contract. Now focus your attention on the outside of your body, your skin. For the next minute, feel the sensations in your head, the outline of your face, your scalp, your ears, and the rest of your body from the outside. Now lift your awareness slightly above your skin and gently let it expand beyond the contours of your body. Feel yourself swell up to the size of the room you're in and stay there for the next 2 minutes. Now gently come back into your body. And for the next minute, just notice how that feels. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. So, how did it feel to just experience your body as empty space, as an empty building with your organs as machinery?
Different. It was a different experience.
What do you mean by different, Brenda?
Um, it- because I always feel my body full, either full with food, either full with water, or I focus on what I'm giving my body.
Mhm.
I know it's always full. So thinking of it as an empty space where nothing else is there except what makes it work was a different experience, something that I had never thought about before. Because those things are actually in there. Those things that make my body work are actually in there as well. So it was just different.
It's a different
I'm
focus,
a,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Charlene, you're ready to say something.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I was close to dozing off, falling asleep. I think, and that's good because, and I think your voice has so much to do with it as well. The relaxation is so soothing. But yeah, I was very much let go.
Good. That's the idea.
It felt very good.
Yeah, tap into that silence.
Yeah, I needed that.
Did anything come up for any of you when I mentioned listening to your body? Have you ever had an instance when you disregarded it maybe and there was a message of discomfort and then you didn't pay attention to it until it was too late, like in my case?
I think we're the biggest critic when it comes to our body. We're never satisfied. We're always criticizing. I know I do that very often.
Yeah, that's very common. It's very common. But nothing came up for you for like when you listened, any messages, anything? Because for example, years ago, if you would have asked me, what is the one meal you would want to have if you were stranded on an island? I would have said, just give me some gourmet crackers, some cheese, grapes, and a glass of wine, and I'm good. And bananas for the morning. And it wasn't until I realized that every time I ate cheese or anything that was dairy was really causing me discomfort. And so once I focused on that, when I thought, okay, this is the culprit, then what I would do is I would tell myself, okay, maybe I would go to a buffet or a party or something, and the cheese would be all splayed out, and I want to have some. And it's like, just remember what it feels like, and that little trick, I'm telling you, really, really helped. After a while, I didn't have to tell myself to remember. I can be in a house full of cheese. I can work in a cheese factory and I won't touch it as much as I love it because it's already ingrained in me. I rework the circuits of my brain to say, no cheese for me, thank you. But you have to listen and then take action, right?
One of the things, I mean, as you know, I had that motorcycle accident, and just for me, because I was broken from head to toe, for me to have to listen to my body was very difficult, because before that I was amateur boxer, I was athletic, and to go from being athletic to being immobile was the hard, very hard. So I when you were telling your story, I was sitting here going, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we went through it around the same time, remember?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. And one of the things that I've learned over the course of the last 4 years since the accident, well, 4 years next month, but is that my body knows what's good for it and what isn't. And I've pushed, and I pushed myself so hard, I ended up having to have part of my foot amputated because I didn't listen to my body.
Yeah.
And so, I can definitely appreciate the whole, your body knows what's good for it, whether you believe that or not. So, but it's, even in that case, like I put on weight from being immobile. And when I lost the weight, I felt good, but I felt good because I knew I was doing something healthy. It wasn't, oh, I hate the way I look now.
Yeah.
It's, the weight aspect of it was more, I know I need to do this because of health reasons, but that, again, the reason I was so athletic in the beginning and pushed myself so hard was the same thing. My self-esteem and my self-worth was wrapped up in how I looked.
Right.
And when you let go of that and just say, you know what, I'm doing this to be healthy and to be kind to my body, it makes all the difference.
Oh my God, the freedom, right? It's just like,
It does.
yeah, you just let go of all the resistance.
Yep.
That's it. And then that's when it happens. I was just reading about a study in Stanford where they asked people if they noticed there was a link between everyone that thought that they weren't active enough compared to other people. So those people that thought that they weren't active enough compared to others, they couldn't lose weight. Actually, they never mind. It was their life expectancy was shorter. Even more important than losing weight. But once they got them to change their mindset and say, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're just vacuuming or, gardening or whatever it is that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, that is enough. That is good enough. Their life expectancy increased. So it's interesting to see just how much power we really do have, and we don't realize it.
And listening to the body is really very important. I learned this also 4 years ago, or a little bit over 4 years ago. I actually had uterine cancer.
Oh dear.
So today is my 4th year anniversary since I had the hysterectomy and been cancer free.
Okay.
But even before then, I felt my body was really telling me something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with my body. So I felt it, and that's the reason why I went to the doctor to get checked. So it is, the body really does talk to us, and we really do need to listen to it, because if we keep pushing it, like what you were saying, we keep pushing it and pushing it, it's gonna give up on us. We do need to listen to it.
I remember exactly the day I was at the gym where I was so fatigued. And it's like, oh yeah, I can do more. I can do a little bit more.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah, you can, but it won't be for years.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyone else want to add anything? Charlene's over here already half asleep. Well, if there's anything I want you to take away with tonight, or walk away with tonight, I guess, is that you're so much more than just your physical appearance. And if you can lean back, even if just for a few minutes at a time, and tap into that delicious cookie center of love that we're all made of. That's my only mention of nutrition tonight, by the way. You'll find that you'll start to accept and appreciate yourself more and more. And when that happens, that's when all the positive changes you want to make will start to take place. The magic potion, exciting secret to weight loss is not so much in what you do, although, of course, nutrition, exercise, rest, relaxation are crucial components, but more foundational is how you think about and view yourself. Once you start to accept your body for the BMW that it is, listen to it, talk nice to it, have fun with it, and sit in silence with it, you'll find what works for you to get you to whatever your weight loss goal is. And the best part of that process is that suddenly your goal won't seem all that important. You'll find that feeling good about yourself on your journey is what's going to be exciting. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope you've gained something from my story and the mindfulness practices we did, and that these will help you to get on your way to achieving the you want to be. One thing I did want to mention is that I realize this is a 30-minute format and we may not be going too much in depth into certain of these topics. So if there's something you would like me to expand on at some other time, or you just want to chat with me on something, just feel free to reach out either on social media, or my email is mindfulevenings@gmail. Next week, I'll be sharing some secrets, insights on how to reduce stress once and for all. I hope you will join me for Chill, the secret to stress relief. Same time, same place, right here on Zoom. May you be safe. May you be well. May you be happy. I'm Rossi
Thank you so
Sanchez.
much.
Thank you. This
Hey,
is
Ross.
Mindful
Goodbye,
Evening.
everyone.
Yay, Rossi. Thank
Thank
you. Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good
And
night.
congratulations, Brenda.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Likewise. Thank you. Good.
See you all next week. Happy New
Happy New Year.
Year.
Good
Happy
night.
New Year.
I won't be so hard on myself anymore.
Awesome. That's great to hear.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye, you
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye.